Hey everyone, welcome to the Gadget Talk channel. Today we're breaking down one of the most common questions new hams ask. Should I get an analog FM HT or should I jump straight into digital? Stick around. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which one fits your operating style. Let's start with some high-level basics. Analog FM, or frequency modulation, has been around since the early days of amateur radio. When you talk, your voice literally varies the frequency of the carrier wave. It's simple, it's proven, and almost every ham on the planet has a radio that can hear it. This is compared to AM radio, where your voice varies the amplitude of the carrier wave. Digital modes work differently. Your voice gets converted into data, that is, ones and zeros. They're compressed, encoded, and transmitted digitally. The radio on the other end decodes that data back into audio. Think of it like the difference between a vinyl record and an MP3. Here's where things get interesting. Analog FM sounds natural. It degrades gracefully. As the signal gets weaker, you get static, quieting, noise, but you can still pull out a conversation through the hiss. Digital is the opposite. When the signal is strong, it sounds crystal clear, almost like a phone call, but when it gets weak, it doesn't fade gracefully. It either works or it doesn't. Hams call this the cliff effect. One moment, perfect audio, the next, silence or garbled noise. Some hams refer to this as the R2-D2 signal, named after the Star Wars character. Analog repeaters are everywhere. 2-meter and 70-centimeter FM repeaters blanket most of North America. Europe, Australia, wherever hams live, there's usually a local analog machine. Your Baofeng $25 radio talks to the same repeater as a $700 Kenwood. Digital modes each have their own protocols and networks. DMR uses linked repeaters and hotspot systems. One such network in the DMR world is called Brandmeister. You can talk to hams around the world using talk groups. D-Star has its own linked network tied to ICOM and Kenwood. System Fusion, developed by Yaesu, runs on what they call C4FM protocol. These networks are impressive, but they're separate. A DMR radio can't talk to a D-Star repeater natively. Hey, if you're finding this video helpful, would you please do me a favor and click the thumbs up icon below the video to let me know you find it helpful? If you haven't already, I hope you'll click the subscribe and notification icons. By doing that, you'll be the first to know when I upload new videos. I really appreciate it. Now, cost is a significant factor. You can grab a functional analog HT for under $30. Entry-level DMR radios start around $50 to $80, but they require you to program in code plugs, essentially a database of channels and talk groups. This programming has a serious learning curve. D-Star radios tend to run about $500 and up. Fusion radios are similarly priced, although Yaesu's base model is just under $200. Baofeng and similar budget analog radios are plug-and-play by comparison. Program a local repeater frequency, hit the button, and talk. That simplicity is why analog FM is still most hams' first new radio. Digital modes bring some genuinely cool features. GPS position reporting is built into many DMR and Fusion radios. You can see where other operators are on a map. Some radios display the caller's ID and name on the screen. Encryption is technically possible on DMR, though it's restricted for amateur radio use. Analog FM radios with GPS and basic position reporting are becoming more common, although at a bit higher price point. Range-wise, digital signals don't automatically give you more distance on RF or radio frequency. RF physics is RF physics. But through the internet-linked networks, Your little HT can connect to a repeater on another continent or connect to a talk group, room, or reflector, depending on the digital mode. That connection allows you to chat with any other ham in that talk group, regardless of where they are in the world. That's something analog can't do without separate infrastructure, for example, all-star nodes. So, which one is right for you? Here's my best advice. If you're brand new, get an analog FM HT first. Learn the basics, find your local repeater community, and make some contacts. You can always get a digital radio later. If you're already comfortable and want to expand, DMR is the most popular digital mode right now and has the widest global network and is the least expensive. It's worth the extra time learning how to program it. If your local club runs D-Star or Fusion, match what your community uses. The best radio is the one that lets you talk to the people around you and who can give you help if you get stuck. And if you want to do both, nearly all digital radios like the Anytone 878 or the Yaesu FT5D or even the low-price Baofeng DM32 UV support both FM and digital modes. That's the best of both worlds. So, that's the breakdown. Analog FM versus digital mode HTs. Leave a comment below. Let me know what radio you're running. If this helped you out, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. I'll see you next time, and 73.